For years, the story of the British royal family has been dominated by headlines, interviews, and growing public divisions. Every appearance, every statement, and even every moment of silence has sparked intense debate across the world. But now, royal observers believe a new chapter may be unfolding, one that could redefine the relationship between King Charles, Prince Harry, and Meghan Markle. According to reports and ongoing public discussion, the palace appears to be placing greater emphasis on protecting the institution rather than responding to every controversy. Supporters see this as a necessary step to preserve stability, while critics argue it risks widening an already painful family divide. As speculation continues to grow, one question stands above the rest. Has King Charles finally decided that the future of the crown must come before every personal relationship? In today's video, we'll examine the reported developments, look at the sequence of events, and separate established facts from widespread speculation. We'll also explore how Prince William, Princess Catherine, Prince Harry, and Meghan Markle fit into this evolving royal story. Stay with us until the end, because each new development adds another layer to a situation that continues to captivate audiences in Britain and around the world. Long before today's headlines began dominating the news cycle, tensions within the royal family had already become impossible to ignore. What was once viewed as a private disagreement gradually evolved into one of the most closely followed family stories in the world. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's decision to step back from royal duties marked a turning point that reshaped public perception of the monarchy. Since then, every interview, documentary, public appearance, and media report has been examined for clues about where the relationship truly stands. While Buckingham Palace has consistently limited its public comments, royal experts have suggested that silence itself has often carried a powerful message. At the same time, King Charles has faced the difficult challenge of balancing two responsibilities, leading one of the world's oldest constitutional institutions, while also navigating deeply personal family relationships. Those responsibilities do not always move in the same direction. Supporters argue that protecting the stability of the crown must remain the king's highest priority, while others believe reconciliation should come first. That difficult balance has become the defining challenge of Charles's reign, and many believe the decisions being made today could shape not only his legacy, but also the future image of the British monarchy for years to come. As public attention intensified, the palace found itself under pressure from every direction. Every official engagement was analyzed, every photograph was scrutinized, and every carefully chosen word sparked fresh debate across television, newspapers, and social media. Royal commentators began asking whether the monarchy could continue allowing family disagreements to dominate headlines while trying to present an image of unity and stability. According to many constitutional experts, the institution has always survived by following one simple principle: individuals may come and go, but the crown must remain constant. That philosophy has guided generations of monarchs through wars, scandals, and political change. King Charles now faces the same challenge in a very different media landscape, where information travels around the world within seconds. Unlike previous generations, modern royals operate under constant public observation, making even the smallest decisions appear far more significant than they might otherwise be. For Charles, every choice is judged from two perspectives, one as a father with personal emotions, and another as a monarch responsible for protecting an institution that has existed for centuries. That delicate balance has become increasingly difficult, and many observers believe it explains why recent palace decisions have appeared more measured, disciplined, and focused on long-term stability rather than short-term public reaction. While the public focused on headlines and social media debates, another story was unfolding behind palace walls. Royal aides were reportedly working to ensure that official communications remained clear, consistent, and free from unnecessary confusion. In today's media environment, even a brief silence can generate countless theories, making it increasingly difficult for any institution to control its own narrative. That reality has forced Buckingham Palace to become more disciplined than ever before. Rather than responding to every rumor, the palace has generally chosen to communicate only through formal statements and official engagements. Many royal analysts believe this strategy reflects a broader effort to separate verified information from constant speculation. At the center of that effort is King Charles, who understands that every public decision carries consequences far beyond a single news cycle. Any action involving Prince Harry and Meghan is guaranteed to dominate international headlines within minutes, influencing public opinion across Britain, the United States, and the Commonwealth. Because of that, every move must be carefully considered before it is made. Supporters argue that this cautious approach protects the dignity of the monarchy, while critics believe greater openness could help rebuild trust. Regardless of which view proves correct, one thing has become increasingly clear: every decision now shapes not only today's headlines, but also the long-term reputation of the royal family itself. As these developments continued to unfold, attention naturally shifted toward Prince William and Princess Catherine, the couple widely viewed as the future of the monarchy. Their approach has been noticeably different from the constant media speculation surrounding the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Rather than responding publicly to every headline, William and Catherine have maintained a consistent focus on official duties, charitable work, and long-term public service. Royal commentators often point to this strategy as an effort to reinforce stability during a period of ongoing uncertainty. Every appearance they make is carefully planned to highlight continuity rather than conflict, sending a message that the institution continues to function despite the personal challenges within the family. At the same time, observers recognize that the situation is far more complicated than it appears from the outside. Behind every official engagement are real family relationships that have been tested by years of public scrutiny. If reconciliation is ever to happen, it will likely require patience, trust, and private conversations rather than public statements. Until then, William and Catherine appear determined to keep the focus on the responsibilities they have inherited, believing that the strongest response to continuing controversy is not dramatic confrontation, but steady leadership. That quiet consistency has become one of the defining characteristics of their public role. Despite the palace's efforts to project stability, public curiosity has shown no sign of slowing down. Every royal event is now viewed through the lens of the ongoing family story, with commentators searching for hidden meanings in every gesture and interaction. A simple smile, a brief exchange, or even the seating arrangements at a public ceremony can become the subject of endless debate online. This intense level of scrutiny has created an environment where perception often moves faster than confirmed information. Royal experts frequently remind audiences that many headlines are built on anonymous sources or speculation rather than official confirmation, yet those stories still influence public opinion. For King Charles, that presents one of the greatest challenges of his reign. He must preserve the dignity of the monarchy while avoiding unnecessary public confrontation with members of his own family. Responding to every rumor could give it greater attention, while remaining silent can encourage even more speculation. It is a difficult balance that few leaders ever have to face. As a result, the palace continues to rely on carefully planned appearances, official announcements, and consistent messaging rather than emotional reactions. Whether that strategy ultimately strengthens the monarchy or prolongs public uncertainty remains one of the biggest questions surrounding the royal family today. As the debate intensified, attention gradually shifted from headlines to a much bigger question: What kind of monarchy does King Charles want to leave behind? Every reign is eventually defined by the decisions made during its most difficult moments, and many royal historians believe this period could become one of the most significant chapters of Charles's time on the throne. Unlike previous generations, today's monarchy operates in an age where news spreads instantly, and public opinion can change within hours. That reality has forced the palace to think beyond immediate controversies and focus instead on protecting the institution for decades to come. Royal insiders have often suggested that Charles values continuity above everything else, believing the crown must remain larger than any individual disagreement. At the same time, the emotional side of the story cannot be ignored. Prince Harry remains the king's son, and every reported disagreement naturally carries a deeply personal dimension. That is why many observers describe the situation as both a constitutional challenge and a family tragedy unfolding in public view. Whether future reconciliation becomes possible or not, one fact is clear. Every decision made today will influence how future generations remember this era of the royal family. As conversations surrounding the royal family continued to dominate headlines, many observers began looking beyond the immediate controversy and toward the future of the institution itself. For decades, the monarchy has survived by adapting to changing public expectations while holding firmly to traditions that define its identity. King Charles now finds himself leading the crown through one of the most challenging periods in recent history, where every decision is instantly analyzed across television, newspapers, YouTube, and social media. Royal commentators suggest that maintaining public confidence requires more than responding to daily speculation. It demands a long-term vision focused on stability and continuity. This is why the palace has often chosen measured actions instead of emotional reactions. Meanwhile, Prince William and Princess Catherine continue to represent the next generation of royal leadership, emphasizing duty, consistency, and public service through their official engagements. Their approach has strengthened the perception that the monarchy is preparing for the future rather than becoming consumed by present-day disputes. Even so, questions surrounding Prince Harry and Meghan Markle continue to attract enormous public attention, ensuring that every royal development remains part of a much larger conversation. Whether these family divisions eventually heal or remain unresolved, the choices made during this period will likely influence the direction of the British monarchy for many years to come. As public interest continued to grow, many royal analysts pointed out that the greatest challenge facing King Charles was not simply managing headlines, it was preserving confidence in the monarchy during a period of constant scrutiny. Every institution, especially one built on centuries of tradition, depends on public trust. Once that trust begins to weaken, every decision is questioned more intensely than the last. This is why Buckingham Palace has appeared increasingly focused on discipline, consistency, and carefully planned communication. Rather than allowing daily speculation to dictate its actions, the palace has continued emphasizing official engagements, charitable initiatives, and constitutional responsibilities. At the same time, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle remain influential public figures whose interviews, appearances, and projects continue to generate worldwide discussion. Their story has become much larger than a private family disagreement. It has evolved into an international conversation about duty, personal freedom, media influence, and the pressures of modern royal life. For supporters of the Sussexes, their journey represents independence and the right to shape their own future. For supporters of the monarchy, the priority remains protecting an institution that serves the nation beyond the lives of any individual family member. These two perspectives continue to shape public debate, ensuring that every new development attracts global attention and keeps the royal family firmly in the spotlight. With every passing month, one reality has become increasingly clear. The future of the royal family will depend not only on tradition, but also on its ability to adapt without losing its identity. King Charles inherited the throne at a time when public expectations had changed dramatically. Today's audiences demand greater transparency, quicker communication, and stronger accountability from public institutions than ever before. Yet the monarchy has always operated differently, relying on patience, discretion, and carefully considered decisions rather than immediate responses. That contrast has created one of the defining challenges of Charles's reign. Royal historians often note that every monarch faces a moment when personal emotions must be balanced against constitutional responsibility, and many believe Charles is experiencing exactly that moment now. While speculation about Harry and Meghan continues to generate headlines around the world, the king's public focus has remained centered on official duties, international diplomacy, charitable initiatives, and the long-term stability of the crown. Prince William and Princess Catherine have adopted a similar approach, choosing consistency over confrontation and public service over public debate. Whether this strategy ultimately strengthens the monarchy will only become clear with time. But one thing is certain: every decision made today is shaping the legacy that future generations will inherit, making this one of the most closely watched periods in modern royal history.